here we go. I am gonna hit new game on a new speedrun. This is gonna be like a shitty speedrun because I'm gonna talk my way through it and just talk about the game. Talk about how much I love this game. Because this game's awesome. Everybody should play it. This is a brilliant game. Give your money to these guys. Like, this is wonderful. Okay. So, here we go. New game, yes. So, here we go. Lovely chaos. Get the key right away. Open the thing. This takes forever to open, so this is plenty of time. Grab the cat books. Grab the cat books. The cat books are brilliant, by the way, because they are the only books with faces, so it is absolutely 100% perfect tutorialization. Your eye just immediately goes to the cat books, so they're just completely hijacking you. Then we run around, we grab the key again, or grab the jump feature. So now we're looking for books of 3, right? In a world, that's a book of 5, not going to do that. This really is when runs are decided in the current configuration of the game, which is fine. No, that's not what we're looking for. Right now, the most common color that I have found luck with is yellow. So I keep an eye out for yellow, although I've got already 2 copies of the stocks crash the minute I buy them, which is hilarious. So right now we're keeping an eye out for that green with the darker green on top, while keeping an eye out for any other book of 3, but right now really the green. If I found this other book, this 3rd book, right away, that would be a crazy find. That would be a crazy find right now. Because this first book is actually incredibly important to find. Because until you find Insight, until you get this first collection off the ground, you're really kind of just stuck doing this. And as you can see, this is not very efficient. I think it's important that the game has this moment. I think it's the first time I played this game, I was definitely like, F this. It took me forever. Of course, because it's just chaos. It's glorious, glorious chaos. And but I've really come around on it, and I think that it's important that this exists. Because there's a skill to this, I think. There's a skill to looking around at this. And I'm sure I've flubbed it already, right? Like, I'm sure that I've definitely flubbed. I'm thinking that this book needs to be on the top floor now, right? I'm thinking this book needs to be on the 2nd floor at this point. We're going to quickly just give this another chance. Give this another chance. I'm not going to get this other key quite yet, because I really just want to focus on getting this book, and they'll be that's amazing, dude. Holy cow, that's actually really fast. That's actually really fast. Go away. Please, 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 please let me get rid of that. I don't need that at all. So, oh, hello. Oh, I'm in the wrong section. Green books, green books, green books, green books. I'm in the wrong section. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Okay, please go away. Please, please, please. I'm too panicked. I'm too panicked. It happens so fast, guys. Thank you, abilities, and then Insight. I only ever need to put 1 point into Insight, and I'll show you why that's the case, right? So I hit 3. There is the first book, which we grab, and then the 2nd book is on this bookshelf here. And then we shelf, 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 and is it like this? I'm flubbing that. I'm flubbing that really badly. Yeah. But that's okay. I don't have everything memorized. So now we're grabbing Assemble, right? And Assemble is actually a crazy, crazy good... no, I don't need that. So we're still waiting on cooldowns a little bit. Still waiting on cooldowns a little bit. So we can keep looking around. Still looking for books of 3. Our abilities are not so crazy good that we can just like grab any book quite yet. Cooldown's about to come out, so I'm gonna have to give up on this pretty fast here. Yeah, Musical Saint. Musical Saint is perfect. Musical Saint is perfect. Because now we can just wait for our insight quickly. And the reason why this is good is that even if I grab this book and flub that book and I find it, I can just pop the assemble. Yeah, I'll just pop assemble. And now we can just go 3, 2, 1. And now I can grab any book of 3 and immediately just pop assemble. So that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for just any other book of 3, right? That's going to accelerate. I think the Witch and the Accidental Love Potion, if I'm not mistaken, is a book of 3. Let's keep looking around for books of 3. The Chicken and the Cat is a book of 3. Book of 3 is how this works, right? You want the book of 3. That's a book of 3. Great. We're finding lots and lots and lots and lots of books of 3 right off the bat. That's really good because it lets you do like a double up, right? It lets you do. Now I can just hit Insight to get another book of 3. Oh goodness, that's almost a guarantee now that I have that, which is just perfect. And I should be able. I'm gonna be able to start picking up books of 5 too soon. Let's hit Insight. There we go. And we're gonna go 3 seconds to the office. And we go 3, 1, 2. That's perfect. Assemble again. So we're gonna keep, because we're looking for cooldowns, right? Like we're waiting on our cooldowns. We take time. Looking for books of 3. Looking for books of 3. Book of 3. Book of 3. I'm almost to the point now. Can I do it? I'm not quite at the point now where I could start picking up books of 5 pretty shortly here. One more level, which means just one more row. So the minute I pop assemble here and then shelve it, I'm going to be able to start picking up books of 5 with a lot of success. And poop and chicken. Shelf. We got the level up. So now I can start picking up books of 5. Any book I find that's a book of 5. So like the Internet Grimoire is a good one. Oh, I have Insight already here. Oof. And I saw that go off, but I know where it is. So I can grab this. That's completely fine. And then I'm going to take a second here, and we're going to do this right now. I'm doing this right now because I'm waiting really on cooldowns. So, boop. And duk duk duk, tonk, tonk, tonk. And I have the point. Yeah, we're definitely. This is a good run, dude. This is a really good run we're having already. We're moving really fast. I don't know that I'll be able to break any records. Lazy Magic is a book of 3. That's really good. That's a book of 3. That's really good. So we're really accelerated here. This feels really, really good. Having a couple of finger flubs here, there's a little bit of inefficiency in the run, but it's fine. So we got one book there, one book there. We're just going to grab this really quickly. The other book was over here. There it is. And we can just throw that. Don't need to. I can assemble this. So I've got 2 right now. Oops. Okay, let's just 1, 3, 2, and then 2, 3. And that gives me 2 more points. Now we're starting to get into like where I can just grab literally any book. So close. Once we get there, we can just start grabbing literally any book. That's really good. I can't. Nope. Book. Still gonna keep looking around for book of 3, because I have some in my pocket. So I don't need to expand anything I'm doing quite yet. But I'm one more row away, and I get into just grabbing any book I want. So, Insight, grab that, grab that. And boy howdy, is this a great run we're having. We are having a really, really good run here. I'm gonna have to start thinking about going to get the sprint. We're not quite there yet, where I can just grab any book I want. But we're right there. We're right there. Oh, this is so good. Okay. Now I can grab literally any book I want, and it doesn't matter at all. I probably shouldn't. I probably should still focus on trying to find books of 3. Books of 3 or 5. Because just the way the cooldowns are working right now, I don't have the auto shelving. So I'm still a bit cooldown reliant, so if I was able to find a book of 3 right now, Insight would maintain its viability. I'm not finding a good book of 3. I'm not finding a good book of 3, so I'm just going to grab any book I can and just go shelve. I don't have sort, and I don't have auto shelf yet, so this is going to be a little inefficient. But I feel like we're motoring, man. This run is really, really motoring right now. And we've leveled up, so now we're going to get our auto sort, and that's just going to accelerate us like crazy. This goes over here. And now we're auto shelving. And now we're in, like, the auto shelf. Like, now we're really motoring. I still need to max this out, so I've got cooldown reduction happening. But right now, I mean, unless I find like a straight up book of 3, the best thing for me to do is to just wait a second. Is to just wait a couple of seconds for the cooldown to pop. And that's pop, and then we just shelve it. Maybe I could have shaved a couple of seconds off there. Maybe I could have been a little bit more efficient there, but it's fine. I'm talking my way through this. I'm actually just super excited because this run is kicking ass, and I don't know how to talk about it. Like I'm really like kind of at a loss about how well this is going. Maybe I could start talking about the books. The books themselves are so very beautiful and amazing. Like this is not the best book to be talking about it, but it's exactly like, I'm in the wrong section. The moment I stop focusing and the moment I stop talking about the books, I'm just immediately in the wrong section. That's hilarious, dude. Trying to actually, like, have a good run, but also comment on the books. Like, the books are... Like, The Structure of Power with Monopolization of Long-Lived Species, that's a hilarious book title. Absolutely brilliant book title. Counter Curse Compendium, curse that bites back. Absolutely amazing. Beautiful looking book, by the way. Absolutely love the coloring of this book. Absolutely love everything about it. I am just going to pause for a minute here and just wait for the cooldown. Just because I think it would be about faster. As fast. Ugh. The Dark Pact. Back here. I love the black with the red up. Like this book looks magical. Like, it looks magical as hell. And I'm really just like... If I saw that book in real life, I would buy in that is completely a magical book. And there's so much of that in this, right? So I might... 6, 7, 8, 5, 1, 10, 4, 2, 3, 9. I might actually have to just abandon this idea that I was thinking, like, this is turning into like actually a really, really good run. And 4, 5, nope, 4, 5, 7, 2, 10, 9, 6, 3, 1, 8. Really, I should put a point into sort now, and the reason why I want to put a point into sort is because the cooldown, like, as you can see, I'm spending a lot of time doing this, right? I'm spending a lot of time just shelving, because the shelving is so precise And so I think I'm going to do that, because I just want to sort and be able to go doink, 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 doink. You see how much faster this is. Doink, 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 doink. And magical techniques for household efficiency. This one we can just shelve. And once we have auto shelf, the only thing that's like limiting us is the cooldown of assemble. And lowering the cooldown of assemble, lowering the cooldown of auto shelf rather, is super, super clutch. And now we're just kind of waiting, right? And this gets into my, not criticism, but like the opportunity that Art Rising has to improve their end game, right? Because I am just about to enter the most powerful I can be as the most powerful I can be at this, right? That it's coming very soon, which is when I put the last point into auto shelf. When I put the last point into auto shelf, that's the most powerful that I can be at this. And until then, I think I just wait for this cooldown. Yeah. Shelving things manually is extremely dangerous to do. You never really want to do it if you can get away with it. Maybe I should have sorted and shelved it that way. I think I should have, actually, looking back on this. But that's okay. Auto shelf. Grab this place. Oh, come on. Bump my head. Bump my head into pieces. This is my last resort. Management tactical command of forces. And what you're going to see, and like my biggest... I don't want to call it a criticism. Like, it's not fair to call it a criticism, because this game is so streamlined and so well done, and we're literally talking about, like, a speedrun at the last possible... like, the last possible level of what this game is. Okay. But definitely, like, the opportunity is to add cooldown reduction into this game. Cooldown reduction is absolutely a cooldown reduction skill. Like, you'll see when I do this run that I just simply stop upgrading stuff. Like, I don't upgrade insight. I'll put 1 point into I'll put 1 point into shelf guide, because it's just like, sometimes it's convenient. I don't have every single little thing memorized, and so sometimes it's nice just to be able to pop it and just be like, okay, that's what it is. But what you're going to notice is that there is actually quite a few times where I'm just going to stand there and stare at a bookcase. And it's because I'm waiting for cooldowns, right? Just going to quickly... Like, this is a good opportunity, just staring at a bookcase, right? Oops. Come on. Visual crap. What? What are you talking about? Illusions. I'm ridiculous. That's 100% because I'm just not focused. Scrying and totems. Sort. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. I would love to see more cooldown reduction skills added into this game. And I don't mean remove cooldowns. I mean literally let me hit a button to activate a cooldown in order to reset other cooldowns. And I think that would really add a skill-based thing into the game that would actually let me feel very skillful while also entering a flow state. Because a lot of times I'm just staring at a bookcase when I wish I wasn't. Mind reading, right? Is exactly the kind of book that you would expect to see in a magical world. So I love that title. Beautiful book. I love the math books. The math books are very fun because it's like it's still mathematics, but they're introduction to sorcery mathematics, right? So, and then of course, Zombie, the Secret Rituals. Like, you have all these necromancy books, which I think are fantastic. I gravitate towards necromancy anytime I play a wizard-style game, and so I really appreciate that that's added into the game. Things like Introduction to Life Hack Magic are very charming. This section in particular is a very charming section. The romance section, also very charming. Really, really happy to see that you guys... you guys really put a lot of thought, into this game, and into the game world that you wanted to create, right? Like, I believe that these are the books that wizards would create. Look at this book. Just look at how beautiful this book actually is. It's such a beautiful looking book. It looks magical. It looks beautiful. It looks like something that would exist in a wizarding world. And we're just going back to necromancy. So right now, this is as powerful as I can get. There's no such thing as more power in this game. And I'm doing that at 52 rows, right? So at around 50 rows, I have become as powerful as I can. And I'm just sort of, you'll see it throughout the entire run. I'm just going to be stopping and staring at bookcases a lot of times, right? Stopping, staring at a bookcase. And what it means is that there's this opportunity for the game developers to to introduce new things and new ideas, new spells, new abilities, in order to streamline this end game, so that I'm not always staring and looking at a bookcase, right? That really what the end game should look like is, if I'm stopping and staring at a bookcase, it's because I have somehow messed up. I'm the one that's at fault. It's me that has done something incorrect. Whereas right now, it's the cooldowns, baby. It's the cooldowns, baby. Like, just waiting on cooldowns. Waiting on cooldowns. And I think it's just a missed opportunity. That's all. I love this book, The All-Knowing Grimoire. The Internet, The All-Knowing Grimoire. This entire section is actually very clever. I love the social commentary that exists in this section. This is a very millennial game, you can tell. Book like Career Opportunities, Graduated from Magic University, 0 job offers. I love the stealth section. I love the choice to make each stealth book look not exactly, but very, very close to every other stealth book. Is very, very, very sharp and very, very clever. I really like that. Just look at how gorgeous this book is. Here's a great, look, I'm missing that cooldown, so now I'm in this position where it's like, okay, well, I better sort in place. Very dangerous to do, but I'm going to do it anyway. Maybe having a little bit of danger in the game isn't such a bad idea, but it really, really sucks when you get to the end of an hour-and-a-half long run, and there's one section that's out of order, and you just gotta sift through it, and sometimes you lose a minute. And in a speedrun, a minute is for friggin' ever. And you can really tank a run right at the end, just because you decided, I'll save 3 seconds by shelving this over here. So it's pretty rare that I want to be doing that, right? Hello? There we go. Book of Summoning Contracts. But as you can see, I have literally no reason to pop Insight. I have literally no reason to pop Shelf Guide. I know where these things are. After you do the achievement where you clean up this without magic, you know where things are. And, I will use Shelf Guide for very specific things, Most commonly it's because I'm holding on to a book and I don't remember if it's a book of 5 or a book of 9. And so I just want to be facing the right shelf. And like, here's a good example. Like, okay, yeah. It's just a way to be like, yes, I'm in the right spot. Right? Navigate around chandelier obstacles. The genesis of might and evolution. Yeah, so that's history. Staring at a bookcase, right? And like, it would be so nice if I could not stare at a bookcase. It'd be so nice if I could just not be staring at that bookcase. And like, just giving me the option to be able to pop an ability so that I could just move on from here. Right? Would be so delightful. I would really appreciate that. Staring at a bookcase, staring at a bookcase. And I'm just going to stare at the bookcase a little bit more. Just because it's better to auto-shelf. And energy. Oops. Hello? Oh yeah, that's book of 5. I believe this is a history book, yeah. Formation, large barriers. Beautiful book. All the books in the Holy section, just absolutely gorgeous. Love the way they look. Whoever is designing the books, real big shout out to you. Real big shout out to you. Love your books. Love the book design. Really fleshes out your world in a way that is just so good and so delightful. The color coding, the color coordination is so elegant and well thought out. I really appreciate how many of your books, I can tell, have there's a couple of books in the romance section, for example, that have a color code that is similar, because you've definitely done things where you want it to be a question of which section the book belongs into. You don't want it to be super clear 100% of the time. Like, there are titles that are a bit like the demonic history of monetary policy. It's like, that can go into 3 different sections, right? And zodiac signs. Handy kitchen recipes. And I think that's clever. It's clever to do, especially for like a newer player, because you really want people, you really did a good job of making people sort of puzzle out, where exactly does this book go? And like, hello, forging, using magical bows. All I saw was forging, and the book is a little bit off color. Okay. And I'm busy talking to you. That's the problem. I'm gonna blame you for that one. Here we go. Run. Place. This is a good run, though. Like, this is a pretty good run. I'm pretty happy with this run. I'm going to be a little bit upset if I go over an hour 30 with this run, just because the opening was so good. That I clearly am botching it now in the run because I'm talking. But that's okay. Honestly, it is okay. I like focusing on this task. There's something really calming, something really, like the world that we live in. You have one book titled A World Without Demons and Yet Filled with Corporate Slaves. And it's just like, you guys really get it, man. Like, you get the world that we live in. You get the criticism that people might have of the reality that we live in. And so a game like this is a real break, and it just lets me focus on a task that is fundamentally mundane, but still entrenched in this really beautiful world. Monsterology, language, and vocal patterns of monsters is a great example of a dual thing that could have gone into the language section as well. So that's a clever little dual thing that you guys do. And you do that several times throughout this. The color coding is really the hint to where it might go, right? And so there's a nice like puzzle element to this game where you're puzzling it out, which is really, really satisfying. Ice, baby. Yeah, here's a moment when like I'd love to be able to pop an ability that let me just have that cooldown refreshed, but instead living with monsters. Again, like living with monsters that could go in the demon section or the dungeon section, right? Yeah, so this is basically the rest of the run, right? This is the rest of the run because I am as powerful as I can be. There's no point putting points anywhere. There's no point doing any of that kind of stuff because the structure of the game says that this is as strong as I'm going to get. And you'll see, like, staring at a bookcase. And once you kind of get settled in to the game, right, there's no point to, like, race around so much because the cooldown is so long that you're just going to stare at the bookcase, right? So the sense of, like, pressure, as you get better at this game, the sense of pressure really diminishes. Because you know that you're just going to get there, and it's going to be fine. I'm going to shelve this one myself. That's going to save me maybe 4 seconds. And that's history. Bonking my head. Staring at a bookcase. Staring at a bookcase. Staring at a bookcase. Staring at a bookcase. Yeah, and I'd really love it if I could, like, if I was really in a position where it was like, no, you have to race. The way to shave time off of your run is to race as fast as possible. But the cooldowns don't permit that. So this last bit is always 100% of the time going to be like this, and it's going to be super chill. The run is pretty much decided already, right? Like, all the big decisions and all the big stuff that happens has already happened. And I can't really make any decisions to save any more time anywhere, because the thing that's slowing me down is not me. It's the game. Boink. And even there, like, I flubbed that. But it doesn't matter, because I have to wait for a cooldown, right? So I can be sloppy. I can play very sloppily right now. And there's just no consequences to it. Like, I can literally be in the wrong section. I can... I believe this is a language book. I'll double check that, yeah. This is one of these dual books, right? First of all, it's red, so you sort of think it's going to be in psychology. Necromancer. I despise that chandelier so much, you guys. That chandelier can really go eat it. Like, it can really, really go eat it. I hate this chandelier so much. The amount of times that I'm, like, trying to get anywhere and I bonk my head on that stupid chandelier trying to get anywhere, boy howdy. Just shoot me in the face every single time. The Art of Hiding One's Presence. Book of Alchemy. Stare at a bookshelf. Stare at the bookshelf. Stare at the bookshelf. Doink. And, like, don't use points. There's no reason to. Holy Magic. I love the Holy Magic books, dude. They're so beautiful. I'd love to own this book. I'd love to have this book just on my mantelpiece. It'd be so good. Just on my shelf. Like, it's such a good book. It's eye-catching, it's beautiful. There's something really lovely about it. This is another book that sometimes, because there's another dragon book, the Bahamut book, which, by the way, Final Fantasy shout out. Love that. This book, in particular, really sticks in my craw. Psychology, mentality that the weak bark the most. Oh boy howdy, is that ever a reference to gamers for sure, right? Just like the psychology of backseat gaming. What a great thing to add into this. A real kind of like sting on gamers. a really interesting way to just like be like, hey gamers, sometimes, yeah, we know that you chirp. And we know that the person who chirps the loudest is usually the weakest person, right? It's like, oof, that stings. That definitely stings. As somebody who's doing an awful lot of chirping right in this moment, right? Self-awareness. The correlation of magic and emotion, right? That's a beautiful title. Really beautiful title. Love this book, dude. Love the color of this book. Love the color of this book. Such a pretty book. So beautifully designed. All of these spell books, by the way, also just beautifully designed. I love that they are not matching in terms of color, but in terms of theme. They all look the same, but they are different color as associated to the spell that you cast with them. That's very clever. I really, really like it. It's also something of a break with the convention, right? That you kind of have a color convention. It's most obvious in like the psychology section or the healing section, or the holy section, the stealth section. So most of your sections are color coded, but both alchemy and spells break that convention. But you maintain the integrity of the intention because the books look similar. Mathematics is like this too, right? And you do have a section that is not color-coded even a little, which is everyday magic, right? Everyday magic is not color-coded at all. But there's just something about it. And romance is also... So maybe I should just shut up with the color coding. No, it's worth talking about because there is a color coding happening in your theory, and that certain sections abide by it very strictly, and certain sections don't abide by it so strictly. But when they don't abide by it, they abide by other conventions and other theories that still rely on the idea of like a color coding. So for example, the first books that you place, which are the cat books, the books with the faces, right? You're like hijacking my consciousness. You're hijacking the natural human inclination to spot faces, right? We're very good at that. We have pattern recognition as humans. And so we spot faces. And so what's the tutorial book? What's the first books that you put down for us to find? Well, let's put down these cat books that have faces so that people will see the faces and immediately be drawn to the faces. And then notice that like, oh, these are all the same book, right? And so you have this like built-in natural tutorialization into your game that is extremely elegantly done. I really admire that, actually. That choice alone lets me know that you guys have put a ton of thought into your books and into your color coding and into people spotting things and noticing things. That coupled with the cursed workplaces of a magical world. A magic-less world, rather. That is super social commentary right there. That is like, in a sentence, that is scathing social commentary. The cursed workplaces of a magical world. Ooh, that sticks in your ribs. That sticks in your ribs, for sure. We can just stay here. This will be sort. Yeah, the thing that's missing about this endgame is motion, right? That it's a lot of start-stop. I wish that I was more flowing, right? I wish that there was more flow to this end game. I wish that I wasn't being slowed down by these cooldowns. I understand why you want to have the cooldowns. I don't think that you should remove the cooldowns. Because if you just simply said no cooldowns, just run around as fast as you can and book the shelves, then there's like almost no skill to it, right? Then it is just like, do you know where things go? Go do them. But you do want to have this, like, spell casting element. Like, I'm casting spells. Every single time I hit a button, I'm casting a spell, right? And so, hitting the buttons to cast the spell, and putting them on cooldown, I think that that should be maintained, and that makes sense. But you have built into your cooldown foundation moments, lots of moments, where I just stand and stare at a bookshelf. Like right here. I'm going to stand and stare at this bookshelf, and then I'm going to stand and stare at the bookshelf again, waiting for my auto shelf, because it's just going to be faster. And all I would need is just a button that lets me do cooldown reduction, which is, in fact, another spell. Right? So, casting another spell in order to increase my spell casting, that feels very magical as well. There's something very magical about that. And so it would increase my wizardly feeling to do so, as well as increase the pace of this end game, and also open up the opportunity for speedrun failure not based on cooldowns, but based on my skill and my balancing of the spells. This is a great one. They worship an invisible god known as Wi-Fi. That's hilarious. The Naked Warrior. Probably I'm going to do a sort here, I think. 7, 8, 9, 10. And this is Alchemy. So yeah, I think that there is opportunity to improve this end game. But let me make one thing really clear as I'm not shitting on, but as I'm making that mild criticism or mild improvement that could be done. This game's fucking great, dude. What a great experience this is. Just this peaceful moving around, right? Just this very lovely, beautiful space that you've created. What a beautiful space this is. Look how beautiful this is. That thing right there, are you kidding me? I love this thing. This unnecessary thing that you built for no reason. You didn't have to build that, right? You didn't have to put that in there. But you did, because it increases the wizardly credibility and the wizard cred. A people enchanted by glowing slabs. Absolutely perfect. Absolutely perfect. I am not going to do a sort here. I'm going to just wait. And boink, this goes to philosophy. Responsibility and restraint. You have such a beautiful mix of books that range from the silly to the serious. It makes, you literally have one book that's just called The Constitution of the Kingdom. And it's yeah, such a book would 100% exist in a wizard's library, right? Yeah, we're doing law. And we just need to have, a book that's what's the constitution of this place? You have a book in management that I think is a crazy responsible book, which is just licensing magic users. You're oh yeah, such a book would 100% exist in a magical world such as this. And then of course you just have necromancy, curses, right, all kinds of stuff. I could have sorted here, I think, but I'm just enjoying talking through the game as I'm doing this speedrun. Invisibility magic definitely goes here. Angelic self-writing. I also love that you have blue books here, but then you also have blue books over there, and so you've made it so that there is color coding that happens, but you still have to pay attention to the book titles. So you kind of have to do both. Right? You have to be paying attention to the titles, and you have to be paying attention to the color. And both are clues that you have to figure out kind of on the fly as you're moving around. Really enjoyable. Really, really enjoyable. Like the economics and legal department are a case of, oh, am I going to beat the cooldown? Am I going to beat the cooldown? I beat the cooldown. Amazing. From longbow to shortbow. And then you also have green books over here. So green is like, you have to really pay attention to the name of the books. Here's another green book, right? So, but the key, of course, being voice on the cover, Theory of Chanting. Yep, Introduction to Psychology, Principles and Analysis, right? Like just a very straight, this is like absolutely a book that would exist. Completely textbook. And then you have creating and controlling animated art, magical art. That's cool. It's cool to think about that, eh? It's cool to think about like living in a magical world where you can like make art through magic. And like just think of something and it'll happen. Theoretical Foundations of Enchanted Music. And this one we can just place. Don't even need to sort it. Even with magic, overtime never ends. little bit mythology and truth that goes right here. But I hope you're seeing, like, how often I'm just staring at a bookshelf, right? How often I'm just staring at a bookshelf. That's the opportunity, for sure. The labor reality of mages, unpaid and unprotected interns. I believe that's here. Yeah, that's right. And that I don't need to. Perfect. Only Cowards Become Long-Range Mages is an amazing title, dude. I love that you have this, like, warrior section. That there's still this, like, warrior section in a wizard's library. That's really funny. Love this book, The Prospero Code. Just a beautiful book. Like, look at the color of it. I really love this book. Yeah, guilds. This goes over here to management. Starting to see, like, the rhythm, the peacefulness of the game. That even despite my complaints of, like, how I would like to be able to keep moving around, there's still just, like, a beautiful peacefulness in this game. The music, just the music is so lovely, right? Such a lovely tinkling piano, and then you have, like, singing vocals that happen all the time, which is just great. I do love the ultimate guide to otherworldly swear words. That's really lovely. I love that you decided to color code that one green, because green in this world is the color of law and economics. And so it indicates that that book isn't a joke book. It indicates that it's actually a very serious book, right? It's the guide to otherworldly swear words. Like, this is important to know. Like, if you're going to visit that place, you better know what the goddamn swear words are. You don't want to say something and offend these people, right? They're full of stress because they're all enslaved without a demon, even. So what are they? What's even going on over there? Is it the god Wi-Fi that is causing them problems? Yeah, a world without a demon lord and yet full of corporate slaves. This is probably my favorite book in the whole compendium. Just because of the, like, absolute on-the-nose critique. Like, what are we doing here, guys? Like, what are we doing? Like, what kind of ridiculous world have we built for ourselves, where everybody is, like, going to work for these jobs that we hate, for people we don't know, to do stuff that we know is pointless. Like, we all know that everything we're doing is pointless. Like, come on. We're all decaying into entropy here, and that's built in, that's part of the thing. And instead of, like, looking at one another and being like, oh, isn't it interesting that we have this fleeting moment where we're all together, we're all just going to instead grind into this pathetic, ridiculous, worthless, money-making machines so that some assholes can go to Jeffrey Epstein's island. It doesn't make any goddamn sense. Like, it doesn't make any goddamn sense. What are we doing? We would be better off playing games like this. Like, we would be better off doing nothing. We would be better off just staring at the sky than doing literally any of this shit. And yet here we are. And yet here we are, right? Just doing it for reasons. Well, we gotta pay the rent. Why? Because some guy owns your fucking house? Like, it doesn't make any sense. The whole thing is just stupidity upon stupidity. It's just literally some guy being like, well, I own it, so you gotta pay me. And then guess what happens to him? He turns to dust. Like, it's just, we're so, I don't know, we're so fucking stupid. We're just a bunch of goddamn monkeys. And, like, that's really what I love about a game like this, right? Is that a game like this really shows you that, like, yeah, we're monkeys, but some of us can, like, get above it. You know, some of us can understand that, like, yeah, like, we're absolutely monkeys, but we're just inhabiting monkey bodies, right? Like, we're like ghosts inhabiting a monkey body. We're like light. Ghost is a bad one, but we're like light inhabiting a monkey body, right? Oh, I'm in the wrong section, am I? Yes, I am. I got lost in the sauce there, guys. I got lost in the sauce. I have no excuse. I got talking esoteric philosophy instead of actually... Yeah, curious life in a world without magic. Fuck this chandelier so much. Like, we're just spirits inhabiting a monkey body, right? And there's a lot of people walking around who think that they are the monkey body. And they have no conception whatsoever of just being the spirit that has inhabited the monkey body. And it isn't until you realize that you're the spirit inhabiting the monkey body, not the monkey body itself, that you can begin to sort of get above a lot of dumb bullshit. Like, if you're a racist, for example, right? It's because you think you're a stupid monkey and you define yourself by your stupid monkey body. And you're not intelligent, and you're defining yourself in a very stupid, narrow way because you think the entirety of your existence is your, dumb meat sack monkey body. And you fail to recognize that, no, the monkey body is just like a cover. It's literally just like a pair of pants on the universal scale, right? And like, oh, I'm in the wrong section. And like putting on, so if you hate somebody because they're like black, right? It'd be like hating somebody because they like were wearing a pair of jeans instead of a pair of slacks. Like, it's so stupid. And yet, like, millions of people think this way and do this because they're stupid, dumb, ridiculous goddamn monkeys that refuse to acknowledge that no, there's something going on beneath your stupid monkey skin. Hello? What's going on? What's happening here? First language. Oh, I'm in the wrong section, of course. I'm getting lost in the sauce. I'm tanking my run by doing it too. But it's like, I don't know. It's worth talking about. Like, it's worth talking about. Like, what the hell? Like, what the hell are we doing here? What the hell is life all about? Do you really think life is about going to these stupid goddamn jobs for pedophiles? Like, do you really think that's what this is about? Do you really think you're supposed to be spending even a moment of your time appeasing or listening to or paying any attention whatsoever to what these fucking pedophiles and their goddamn surrogates, their media surrogates, have to say? Why? Like, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Why would anybody do it? And it's one of the things I really love about this game is that they get that. They understand fundamentally, you can tell just by the titles of their books, that they understand fundamentally that, like, even the act of making this game, right? The act of making this game is total rebellion. It's a total rebellion against a system that basically tells them to go work at Walmart, you know? That the people who made this game basically said, no, fuck that. Like, my options and my opportunities are beyond that. And I've got a skill set. I've got an understanding. I have a wizardry ability. And guess what? You do. You do have a wizardry ability. I can't do this. I wish I could. I genuinely wish that I had the ability to make a game like this. I've looked at it, I've tried, my brain just doesn't do it. It's just not the type of wizard that I am. I'm a different type of wizard. My wizardry exists in language. My wizardry exists in like theater, art production, that kind of thing. So that's where my wizardry lies. Music. Your wizardry lies in, like, being able to literally craft an alternative world. And I just gotta say it, man. Like, what a phenomenal first outing, eh? Like, really big round of applause. Like, I cannot. That to me is the thing that blows me away the most about what these guys have achieved. Is that, like, I think that in the grand scheme of things, this game is not going to be. This game is not going to be remembered as, like, the greatest game that was ever made. I still think it's a 10 out of 10. I still think it's the top of the genre. But, like, in 5 years, right? It's pretty highly likely that in 5 years, people will have moved on from this game, right? I will have moved on from this game. That's pretty likely. Philosophy. But, and guess what? You will have moved on from this game, too, in 5 years. And that's what makes it so exciting, is that this is your first shot. So you've achieved this with, like, no funding. You probably have a couple of computers in a basement somewhere, or maybe you have an office. Maybe you're, like, real fucking pros and you actually did, like, rent an office or something. Or maybe you're in, like, a basement or a garage or something and you're producing this. You guys should be absolutely enamored and floored and proud of the thing that you've done. Like, you've created this alternative world, this beautiful place for people to inhabit. To find freedom from the drudgery of the ridiculous world we've built for ourselves. In the attempt to have people try to imagine a world without this fucking ridiculous drudgery and this stupid nonsense that we put ourselves through. The absolute absurdity of needing to make money. Like, what are you talking about? Make money. It's so stupid. It's just so stupid. I can't think of a stupider thing to do. But what's going to happen to you guys, right? Because of this game. Because this game's going to be a success. It is a success. I just don't see how it could not be a success. Your next outing is... You're going to find somebody who's going to... Like a publisher. You're going to find a publisher. You're going to find a studio. You're going to find a backer. You're going to find people who are just going to be like... Hey, you guys had an outrageously strong first showing. Like, look how strong this showing is. This is such a crazy first showing. People don't reach this on their 5th showing. People don't reach this on their 10th showing. Some people never reach this. You guys are doing this first shot out the gate. That instills a ton of confidence in what you've done. That instills a ton of confidence in what you guys are capable of. Like, what's next? What's going to happen if you guys actually get a budget? Like, what's going to happen if a guy looks at you and says, yeah, sure, we'll give you $5 million. Like, we'll give you $5 million. Make whatever you think is the right thing to make. right? What's your pitch for a game $5 million? You guys are gonna do something, man. Like, you guys are gonna do something, for sure. And I'm sure it'll be all full of fuckery and ridiculousness because the system of capital is designed to fail and betray us all, right? I'm sure that you'll have a really cool idea, and, like, you'll probably have, like, a Disco Elysium moment, right? Where you'll make an interesting anti-capitalist game that actually says something of note, and then a studio will buy your IP and then lay everybody off and destroy it from the inside out. Just like they did with Disco Elysium, right? I'm sure. I'm absolutely positive you guys are going to experience that ride. For sure. But the fact that you are going to experience that ride, the fact that that's going to happen to you, the fact that you are going to be the guys, that alone is going to give you this insane insight into a ridiculous world and a ridiculous existence that should not exist, and yet does, right? And yet does. The stupidity that we are facing, the ridiculousness, the childishness of grinding up reality for money, right? Like, when you think about this reality in a magical way, from a magical lens, right? When you take a magical look to the world that we live in, you see how stupid it is, right? Like, you see how ridiculous it is. Like, we are, the backbone of our society is pulling from the earth the rested bones of our ancestors, grinding them up into a alchemal process, pouring to create a dark elixir, pouring that elixir into our infernal machines in order to gain superpowers. And through the process of, through that process, they vomit themselves into our atmosphere in order to capture the holy rays of the sun and turn them against us to scour us from our own world. It is as though our ancestors are saying to us, how dare you wake us from our slumber for something as stupid as money? And we're doing it, and we're doing all of it, right? For money, in order to gain access to some invisible god that we created. Some invisible creation that we call money. Which you guys know, you actually have a book in here that is about, like, money worship. And how ridiculous it all is, and how silly it all is. And it's pointless, right? It's utterly pointless. And, like, it would be one thing if we were doing all of this destruction, if we were dredging up the bones of our ancestors and forging them into potions to give ourselves superpowers, if there was a reason for it, right? If we were like, hey, an asteroid is coming to Earth that's going to destroy us, and we have to accelerate our technological prowess in order to defend ourselves from this huge, enormous threat. Or even if it was like, hey, we should investigate the solar system and investigate the oceans. We should investigate this stuff, right? Like, what's going on in our reality around us? But no, it's not for that. It's for literally just, like, nothing. It's just for nothing. That, like, eventually, like, all of these narcissistic, psychopathic pedophiles are all gonna die. And when they die, we're all just gonna be like, what the hell was that all about? Like, what the hell was that all about? Like, why did they do any of that? Why were we doing any of that? What was this for? And it's so, like, why are they making these data centers? What's up with this AI stuff? Like, what are you talking about? We're gonna erect a new intelligence. What could be possibly more anti-human than erecting an alternative intelligence in order to rule over us. Like, what anti-human, like, Nazi fucking demonic shit is this? And we're just watching them do it. They're literally, like, sucking up our water supply, sucking up everything we have, destroying the planet, poisoning everything, poisoning the air, poisoning the water, so that they can, like, go to their compounds and have, like, a robot jerk them off. Like, this, it's literally what's happening. And we're all just watching it happen for some reason. So it's just all for nothing. Like, it's all for absolutely fucking nothing. Which makes making a game like this, as well as playing a game like this, the absolute perfect act of rebellion, right? The absolute perfect act of rebellion. That, like, we're not going to participate in that, motherfucker. Like, we're going to hijack your dumb, stupid ideas, and we're going to use them so that we can spend time organizing books in a library. Go fuck yourself. The thing that you're doing is worthless. The things that they are offering us to do in our reality are so useless and so pointless and so pathetic and so childish and so stupid that we are literally better off spending time in an imaginary library organizing bookshelves. What I am doing right now in front of you, right at this exact moment, is more important, is a better use of time than literally anything else you could do out in the world, with very, very few exceptions. Like, if you're like a doctor, sure. Like, sure. You're like literally saving people's lives and shit like this. If you're working in funeral services, right? Like, you're doing the work of humanity. Humanity needs that work to happen, right? If you are a janitor, you are doing good work. You're keeping the place clean and organized for all of us. Thank you so much. If you are doing food prep, thank you so much. You're feeding us. That's really great. But if you're like a banker, right? Like, if you're just like a banker, eat my dick. Like, shut up. What you do is pointless. Your job is useless and worthless, and you should feel bad about it. And if you are a banker and you're listening to this, you should feel bad about the thing that you do, and you should quit. Because what you're doing is pointless and worthless, and hurting everybody, in fact. It's actually worse than worthless. It's damaging. Because guess what? Money's not real. Destroying the planet for money is not a good idea. It's a stupid thing to do. We shouldn't do it. These are the things that I think about while I'm playing this game, by the way. This is what I consider a Zen space. And, like, we should be making games like this. We should be doing stuff like this. We should be producing stuff like this. Because this is more important than trading on the stock market by a large margin. This is more important than doing 99.9999% of things that exist in this reality. Right? Staring at the sky is more important than what these fucking idiots are doing to us. By the way, hilarious book, curry-flavored poop or poop-flavored curry. In the psychology section, can't say I understand that, but I love it all the same. That's Voices of the Oracle. Anyway, this has been my fucking TED Talk, man. Like, what a great game. I like that you are creating, like, this interesting safe space, this interesting contemplative space that infects people with these sorts of thoughts, right? That gets people thinking about the world that they're actually in. Because really, it should be the task of creators to try to get people to see themselves as more than just the fucking monkey, right? Just, you are more than the monkey skin you inhabit. And so many people think that they're just that goddamn monkey skin. So many people. Like, and also, like, here in North America, like, the illiteracy rate is enormous. Like, illiteracy is absolutely outrageous. And I really love this game because it's about literacy. You have to read in order to succeed at this game. I love that about this game. I love that there's this game that basically says to you, like, hey, if you want to get good at this game, you better get good at reading, right? And there's like a logic side of it, and there's like a puzzling side of it. But like fundamentally, it is also about reading, right? That you have to read. I think that's fucking great. And any game that's trying to encourage you to just be like, hey, read a book. See how cool books are? Isn't it interesting how there are books in your life that you could open up, and inside of them are ideas and words and abstraction that you can actually replace your internal monologue. You know that voice inside of your head? You can replace that with another voice. You can have someone else inhabit your monkey skin for a little while. And don't you think that that very thing, the very fact that somebody else can inhabit your monkey skin, means that your monkey skin is probably not the end of your life. It's not the end of your existence. It's not the totality of your existence. That the fact that you can supplant it, the fact that you can remove yourself and put in its place someone like J.R.R. Tolkien. You can go on a journey with him, right? You can have somebody else's thoughts and ideas inside of your brain, inside of your consciousness, inside of your soul, and it's not you. Like, don't you think that sort of implies there's a deeper existence happening inside of yourself? And this game really gives you the tip of that iceberg. Really says to you, like, hey, fucking love books, man. Look how cool books are. And guess what? Books are fucking cool. Books are fucking cool. They're full of all kinds of crazy nonsense. There's all kinds of silly, ridiculous nonsense in books. Terry Pratchett is absolutely brilliant. Like, you have absolutely... I know that you guys like Lord of the Rings because you have a Lord of the Rings reference in your books. The magic ring that removes all reason. That's a Lord of the Rings reference if I've ever heard one. And what's interesting about your world, by the way, and I gotta tell you, this is something that's just sort of striking me as I'm talking about it. You have this wizarding world, but it seems distilled of Harry Potter. And I think you've done that on purpose, and I'm glad that you've done that. Fuck Harry Potter. Like, fuck Harry Potter, dude. Like, Harry Potter should be to, like, fantasy in the magical world as, like, Joe Rogan is to intelligent discourse. Like, sure, it's there. Like, I guess the homophobes and the transphobes need to go somewhere, so they might as well have this, right? But, like, you could have really put a lot of Harry Potter into this game, and I don't think there is much. Right? Like, the closest I can see is, like, these banners. But even those banners are not really very, very Harry Potter-ish. You could have made your, like, librarian wizard very Harry Potter-ish, but instead you gave him the voice of Donald Trump, which is a very funny choice. A very, very funny choice. I think giving the wizard the voice of Donald Trump is very clever, by the way, because it pings a person. Oops, I'm in the wrong section here. It pings a person with the idea of politics, right? It puts people in a political. It adds a dollop. It drops into the consciousness of the player the reality of our political space. Even if you're doing it in jest, even if you're saying, like, haha, here's this weird way that this guy talks, and it's the voice that is our wizard. Haha, isn't that funny? Well, it gets people thinking about their political reality. and then you throw in front of their faces things like a world without demons but still filled with corporate slaves, and like that's very, very subtle. There's a real subtlety to a lot of the stuff that happens in this game that I really, really have to applaud and really, really enjoy. Yeah, it's not so on the nose. It's not so inside of your brain, rattling it around, right? And I'm a guy. I mean, you just heard everything I just said. If you're still listening to this, which if you are, I hope you're doing well out there. God bless you. Like I go on the nose. My feeling is if you're in a fight with somebody, you want to put it right on the nose. Whereas this game has a lot more subtlety to it. Which, God bless your restraint, I suppose. If I were designing this game, I would for sure. I'd be like, burning Donald Trump in effigy. That's what I would be doing. So God bless you for not doing that. Magic to speak and convey. So this is another good example of like a dual use, right? Like you put it in this section, but this could have gone in the language section, right? Legal treatment of forbidden magic. So now we're getting right into the end game, right? Like I'm almost done. Time flies when you are having fun. This is a hilarious. The inverse law of high grade armor and fabric coverage. Hilarious, hilarious gamer in joke, dude. Absolutely well done. And then it follows up with something as clean as like the Witch's Hymnal. The Witch's Hymnal is such a graceful and elegant book. Something that you're just like, yeah, that would absolutely exist. Then this mathematics book, the Genesis Theory. Absolutely beautiful. Have I made it clear that I'm in love with this game? Like, have I made it clear that I find this game to be like a real safe space game, a real place where like there's a lot of positive energy in this game, there's a lot of positivity in this game, there's a lot of beauty in this game. Oh, excuse me, there's a lot of social commentary in this game. And that the gameplay loop itself, while I think it could be improved with some cooldown reduction, for the people like myself who want to just go hog and try to get that cooldown to like below an hour. Like I want to get this run down to like below an hour and just like move, and like get into that flow state, get into that zen space. While I still think that's true, I think that this is such a brilliantly executed game with such a beautiful theme, beautiful concept. Elegance is absolutely the word that I would use. Everything about this game is just elegant. Really, really no misses. Like, if the big critique that I have is that, at the 10th time I play this game, I wish I could go faster. You're hitting it pretty hard, I should say. I don't know how I'm doing in terms of time. This has been a good run, a really strong opening. I definitely flubbed through the game, though. I definitely was flubbing here, there, and everywhere because I was talking the entire time I was doing it, right? And it's the talking that really leads to flub after flub after flub. And so I suspect if I'm under an hour 30, I'll be really, really happy with this run. I don't think I'm going to set a personal record with this run, but still, I'm pretty happy with how this looks. One, two, three. Legal systems for accidents and accountability. Yeah, when we get into the end game here, one thing a critique I have for myself as a speedrunner would be I've got to get better at picking up multiple books, because when it gets thin like this, it does start to get it does start to get Like, I lose time because I am racing around trying to grab the book, right? And it's definitely, like, the case that I feel like I can streamline these last 10 rows. I think I can gain time in these last 10 rows, like right here. I bet you I'm going to lose time because I'm going to burn a cooldown right here. Guild Charter. Yeah. Nope, I did it. Yeah, nice. So 3, 1, 2. But you can see how I'm like flirting with it. Like I'm flirting with losing some time. There, yeah, I'm losing time right here. I lost some seconds just right there because of this. So I definitely think that there's an improvement for me personally. That there's like a kind of a personal critique. But I just don't have I don't think I can simultaneously introduce a new way of playing the game while simultaneously talking about it. I don't have that muscle memory built in quite yet. Oh well. We're down to our last 4 rows. Like, it would be nice if I could... civil law. Yeah, it's like there's a risk reward thing going on. Like, I could run around and try to find this last book, but like, oops, I'm in definitely the wrong section. 2, 1, 3. And last book is Glyphs and Pattern Theory, Mathematics book. Okay, I did it. I didn't screw anything up. Perfect. Yes, please. How'd I do? I bet it's gonna be like an hour 32. That's how I feel. New record? New record? New record? No kidding. I think that that's completely based on the really, really strong opening I had. I think that opening was so super strong. I literally found the first 3 books, like, right away. It was just like snick, and I found them. So I'm really, really, like, happy with that. And then I did pretty good finding more books of 3. I had a good run there. There was, like, a little tiny lull, if I remember correctly, where I was just getting Assemble kind of leveled up to enough of a point, and Insight was sort of falling out, and then there was another kind of a lull. I seem to remember that I put a point into Auto Shelf when I should have put a point into Sort, and I feel like that did slow me down a little bit. I feel really great about this time. I can't believe I talked the entire time to do it. Even though I know I got this record, an hour 20 here, yeah, I feel like everything I said stands. Like, I'd like to see some cooldown reduction added. I'd like to be able to get this run under an hour. I don't think you can get this run under an hour right now. I don't think that that's possible. I think that literally if you gave me the first the first 2 rows to be able to get Insight going and eliminated the entire first phase of the game, I still think you couldn't get it under an hour just because of the way the cooldowns are. And I think getting it under an hour would be best for this game. I think you gotta add leaderboards. You just gotta add leaderboards. And then things like a double jump or a blink, like movement abilities on the jump, right? I would love it if those chandeliers could get moved around or something, because God, I hate them. but having obstacles is fine. It's fine to have obstacles. It's totally fine. But just like less time staring at bookshelves, please. Less time staring at bookshelves. More time running, more time moving, right? More time, like, put me in the position where my cooldowns have refreshed and I'm still moving, right? That always make me feel like I can gain more time if I just go faster, if I just maneuver faster, if I just put myself in this position where I'm like, Like, one of the things I think about all the time is you have these other keys, right? These other keys for carry capacity. And in a speedrun, those are pointless, given the configuration of the game that you currently have. But if you added things like cooldown reduction, if you added things so that my cooldowns were up by the time I got to where I was going to go, you could incentivize me to think about carrying multiple different types of book so that I would want to stay on one side of the library longer, right? But to have another book in hand just in case I like picked up a book and it's like, okay, these two books are actually over there, so now I move over there, and like, we are in a position now where we're talking about literally shaving seconds off of each movement. Like, if I could shave a second off, so there's 400 shelves, right? If I could shave 1 second off of every shelf placement, well, my time just dropped by, I can do math, right? I can do math very quickly. Of course I can do math very quickly. I'm not filibustering for time trying to do math in my head while I'm simultaneously talking. I could shave 5 minutes, right? Little less than 5 minutes, but like just by shaving a second off of every single shelf, right? So it's just like cooldown reduction. Yeah. Wow. I had a great time here. I had a lot of fun doing this. I really love doing this. I really love the playing this game while kind of talking and expressing my thoughts and connecting to the art piece that you've made here. It's really great. Anyway, if you're still here watching this, God bless your heart. You're a beautiful person. You deserve better than what you're getting in this life, just like everybody else. We know who the villains are, and we should rebel against them. God bless you.